Let me discuss the Nelson's low-level equilibrium trap. According to Nelson, when the country is at a stable level of per capita income, naturally the rate of saving and the rate of investment of this country will also be at a low level. Then the country makes all efforts to raise the rate of saving and investment through the increase in national income. But the increase in national income, accompanied by a high rate of population growth, pushes back the per capita income of the country to its previous stable low equilibrium level. In short, all underdeveloped economies are caught in a low-level equilibrium trap. It simply means when the country is in the early stage of development, or when the country is a less developed one, its national income will be very less. So is it per capita income. And so is the saving and investment rate. And naturally, countries make certain efforts to raise the national income. But unfortunately, increase in national income will also be accompanied by the increase in population growth rate. And this will push back the per capita income to its previous low level. Each and every time this happens, unless the country makes a good jump in investment so as to get out of this low level equilibrium trap. And therefore we say that so long as a poor country does not make deliberate attempt to increase its national income, investment, etc., to get out of the trap, then the country, every attempt that the country makes to increase national income will bring it back to its earlier equilibrium position. That's a low-level equilibrium position. And this can be explained with the help of a simple numerical example. Let the country's national income be 100 crore and the population 10. Naturally, we have a per capita income equal to 10 because this is national income, this is population. Okay, this is population, this is national income. So we have a per capita income equal to 10. Now the country makes certain efforts to raise national income. Let our national income becomes 200. Suppose that the population remains at 10. Then we will get a per capita income equal to 20. But Nelson says that along with an increase in national income from 100 to 200, population also increases. Let us suppose that population increases from 10 to 20. It becomes 200 by 20. Then our per capita income will be pushed back to the earlier situation of 10. What does it mean? The country is not getting out of the liquidity, not getting out of the low-level equilibrium trap of per capita income being just rupees 10. Why is it so? Because every effort it makes in respect of increase in national income from 100 to 200 crore is accompanied by an increase in population growth rate or increase in population so as to bring its economy back into the earlier per capita income. That means the economy is caught in a low-level equilibrium trap. The efforts which it makes they have not brought it back to the high-level per capita income. Every effort it makes brings it back to the earlier low per capita income level. So that is why Nelson says that a country will be trapped in a low-level equilibrium per capita income if every attempt the country makes to increase national income through the increase in saving and investment brings the economy back into its earlier low-level equilibrium position. Now, to explain this low-level equilibrium trap, Nelson mentions 4 social and technological conditions. We will also see 2 important other factors causing this low-level equilibrium trap. After this slide, we will see that. In this slide, we will explain 4 important factors, social and technological factors that make this low-level equilibrium trap. First is a high correlation between the level of per capita income and the population growth rate. Because as level of per capita increases in earlier times, naturally there will be an urge on the part of the people to produce more and more, babies. So rate of population growth also increases. Second, a low propensity is there to direct additional per capita income to increasing per capita investment. That means when there is an initial increase in per capita income, people seldom save much. They try to increase their consumption. And as a result, what happens? There will be a decline in saving, or there will not be much stimulus to the saving rate. And because of this, the investment will also be very less. Third is scarcity of uncultivable arable land. And because there is a maximum limit to the use of the arable or cultivable land in our country. So this scarcity of uncultivable arable land prevents underdeveloped economies from investing much in the agriculture sector. And fourth, inefficient method of production. So these 4 important factors cause what is called the low-level equilibrium trap. In addition to this, Nelson also points out 2 important factors like cultural inertia and economic inertia. And these 2 things also cause this kind of low-level equilibrium trap. Cultural inertia means these underdeveloped economies, especially, are more orthodox, more conventional in their attitude. Therefore, there is no tendency on the part of the people to respond to the changes. Or if they respond to the changes, it will be more late because they will take more time to respond to the same. Timely response to changes, technological advancement, these things do not happen in underdeveloped economies because of this cultural inertia. Of course, this cultural inertia will lead to economic inertia, and that will put much obstacles to the further progress of the underdeveloped economies. And because of that, these underdeveloped economies will be trapped in a low-level equilibrium per capita position. Now, Nelson puts before us certain sets of relations to explain the low-level equilibrium trap. The first set of relation is that income is a function of the capital stock, level of technology, and the size of population. You can write it as income is a function of capital stock, K, level of technology, T, and the population growth, P. This is the first set of relations which Nelson has put forward to explain the theory of low-level equilibrium trap. Second thing is net investment. You know what is net investment? Net investment is equal to gross investment minus replacement investment or depreciation charges. So this net investment consists of 2 things according to Nelson. One is new tools and equipments plus new land which the economy can bring under cultivation, new land. So according to Nelson, net investment covers 2 things, tools and equipments, and new land that the economy can bring in for protection. Now, the third set of relation is with low per capita income, short-term changes in the rate of population growth are caused by changes in the death rate. This is very important because this is a very commonsensical thing, because we know that in the short run, population growth rate is more likely to be influenced by the death rate. As death rate increases, population growth rate comes down and vice versa. And fourth relation is that once per capita income reaches a level well above the subsistence level, further increase in per capita income has a negligible effect on the death rate. Of course, this happens in our economy, because if your per capita income moves ahead of your subsistence level, then further increases in per capita income will not influence these factors, especially the death rate, because because of advancement in health, etc. That will not have any much impact, or that has negligible effect on the death rate. Now we can explain the Nelson's law level equilibrium top with the help of a figure. Here we have a figure consisting of 3 panels: panel A, panel B, panel C. Let me explain each panel one by one. And before that, you must understand that in all these 3 panels, horizontal axis, it shows the same thing. That is the rate of growth of per capita income, Y by P. So horizontal axis in all these 3 panels show the rate of growth of per capita income, Y by P. That is shown in all these, along the horizontal lines of all these 3 panels. But here in panel A of this figure, along the y-axis or the vertical axis, we show the percentage growth rate of population. Therefore, this line shows the growth rate of population line. It starts from S dash. See that at point S dash, the rate of growth of population, that is dp upon p is just equal to, at this point, at C dash, dp upon p is just equal to yp, because at C dash, this y upon p line, that's per capita income growth line, crosses the population growth line. Therefore, at point S dash, you can say that dp upon p is equal to y upon p, that's per capita income. Therefore, this S dash can be called as the stationary state of population. Population is said to be a stationary state because at S dash, dp upon p, or population growth rate, is just equal to per capita income growth rate. To the left of S dash, population is decreasing. So here population is decreasing, it is clear. But here population is increasing. And population increases up to point U. This is a maximum point. It cannot go beyond this. It will come only up to this. Therefore, point U is called the physical limit of population growth rate point. So point U is the upper physical limit of population growth rate, because beyond point U, you cannot travel, you cannot go. And after reaching point U, you will go to this point M. What does it mean? That is, along this region from U to M, the population growth rate remains the same. But from point M, you may have a slight decline in the population growth rate. After M, your population growth rate will start declining. So this line clearly shows the trend in the population growth rate. Okay. Now, the panel B, you look at the panel B of the figure, and what is observed in panel B is that along along the x-axis, as I have already pointed out, we show the rate of growth of per capita income. But along x-axis, there is a slight change, that is per capita rate of investment is shown here. And here you can see a line dk upon p. This is nothing but it shows, but is the per capita rate of investment out of savings, per capita rate of investment out of saving, that is shown by dk upon p. And this curve cuts the horizontal axis at point x, which is the level of zero saving. So x is the level of zero saving. So here it is shown 0. So x at point x, the level of saving is 0, because it is saving which becomes investment. So investment is 0 at this point. So saving is also said to be 0. And to the left of x, of course, saving is negative. And if we move from point x further, the per capita investment will rise, and it may rise even beyond the point u. It may rise even beyond the point u, as indicated in panel A. So simply speaking, dk upon p shows the per capita growth rate of investment. Now let us come to the last part of this figure. Last part of the figure. It depicts the trend in the panel C. Let us look at the panel C. Okay. In panel C, the vertical axis measures the rate of population growth rate. Okay, this vertical axis measures the growth rate of population and total income, two things. So here we show the two things, population growth rate and total income. The point S is so drawn that it equals the zero saving. So here we have the point S. It is so drawn that it is equal to this X and S dash. X means zero saving. S dash means stationary state of population growth rate. So S is equal to X, which is equal to S dash. It is nothing but S is equal to X. X means zero saving. Further, it will be equal to S dash. S dash is the stationary state of population growth rate. So that's why we have written here the point S is so drawn that it equals the zero saving level of income X and the minimum subsistence level of per capita income S dash, so that S is equal to X is equal to S. S is the point of the low level equilibrium trap. So S is the low level equilibrium trap point, where at point S, dy upon V, that is the rate of growth of per capita income. So here at this point, dy by V, that means rate of growth of per capita income is just equal to the rate of growth of population, dp by P. Okay, this is the stationary state. Then for any increase in per capita income beyond S, the growth rate of population, if you look from here to here, that is S to L, you can see that the population growth line, this is a population growth line. And this is the per capita income growth line, per capita income growth rate. So the population growth rate line lies above the per capita income growth rate line. So for any increase in the per capita income beyond S, the growth rate of population is higher than the growth rate of income, so that the economy is pushed back to S. So if you are here, if you are at one point in between S and L, then you are likely to be brought back to yes, because population growth rate is lying much higher than the income growth rate during the means between the region S and L. So therefore, if you are here or here, then you are likely to be brought back. Your country is likely to be brought back to the point yes. So the high growth rate of population, dp upon p, is higher than the growth rate of income, so that the economy is pushed back to yes, that is the point of stable equilibrium. This economy is caught in the low-level equilibrium trap. To get out of this trap, the economy requires a discontinuous jump beyond the per capita income level y by p. So if you can get a level of per capita income above this, suppose that if you are here, then you are said to be out of the low-level equilibrium trap. So economy needs to make an investment which sufficiently takes it to a level of per capita income in between L and N. Then you can be in a region where your income growth rate dy upon y lies above the population growth rate. So it is a safe zone for the economy, because if the economy comes to this point, it can sustain its growth rate and it will not go back into its per capita income. But so long as the economy remains in this region between S and L, there is every possibility for the economy to be brought back to the point of stable low-level equilibrium trap of S. Okay, so we recommend that, or Nelson recommends that economy must be ready, or must take all measures to get out of the low-level equilibrium trap. Therefore, it must be at a point after the point L. It must locate itself at a point after the point L. Then only it will have a good sustainable or good growth rate. It will be able to surpass, or it will be able to come out of the liquidity trap if it makes a sufficient level of investment so that it takes its economy out of the liquidity trap, so as to reach the level of unstable equilibrium. Then beyond L, the income grows more than the growth rate of population. So beyond L, the income growth rate is more than the population growth rate. But after N, there is also a tendency for the income to fall much below the population growth rate. And Nelson says that when the economy reaches that point N, it must take more and more deliberate attempts to see that the economy does not fall into further low-level situations. Now, so this is a broad view of the same figure. Means I will just go through this figure. The same figure we are portraying in a means we are presenting in a very broad manner here. And here, as you see, this is the income growth line, and this is the population growth line. So if you are in this region from S to L, then the economy will be brought back to S. S is the point of low-level equilibrium trap. So if you can get the economy out of this position, then it will be good. Then you will be out of this low-level equilibrium trap. So Nelson says that in between L and N, the growth rate of the economy in terms of the income growth rate of the economy, that is dy upon y, that curve, this curve much lies above the population growth line. Therefore, its per capita income will be very high during the period, means in the region between L and N. That will be more beneficial for the economy. So economy must take all attempts to see that its investment is that much high, so as to take the economy out of the low-level equilibrium trap. Now, factors that avoid trap. What are the factors that avoid this trap? Nelson points out a number of factors to escape the low-level equilibrium trap. First, there should be a favorable socio-political environment. There should be emphasis on thrift or saving and entrepreneurship. There should be a change in the distribution of income. If income is distributed in such a way that it stimulates growth rate, that would be beneficial for the economy. And there should be an all-pervading government investment program, and income and capital should be increased by obtaining funds from abroad. So Nelson supports this view. If you have no domestic income sufficient to make investment, then let us seek the help of other countries and other financial institutions, international financial institutions, to get sufficient fund for investment in our economy. So Nelson is not against foreign aid. He says that foreign aid can be secured by a country to have a sufficient level of investment to get out of the liquidity trap. And third, improved techniques of production should be in the economy. There should be improved techniques of production. And to escape the low-level equilibrium trap, Underdeveloped economies require the simultaneous adoption of all these measures so that the growth rate of income is increased more than the growth rate of population. Thank you.